Alright, welcome back to part 2 of the ZeXaL tournament. We're going to be looking at Tron versus 3 to start us off. Bit of a family view. Yeah, let's go. So, again, if you've not actually seen ZeXaL, Tron, despite looking like a kid, is actually the dad of 3, 4, and 5. They did have names before he just rebranded them numbers, but I can't remember what the names are. I think they're only brought up, like, in passing at the end of that season, and then they're never actually used. But 3 was one of the few of the kids who, there's only 3 of them. I think he's the only one of the kids that really stands up to their dad. And tries to resist him and pushes back against like Tron's obsessive plan for revenge. But ultimately, we're doing Chronomalies versus Heraldic Beasts. I've got no idea who I think wins. It depends on if Tron gets his field spell. Because with his field spell, none of his monsters can be targeted by 3's monsters, which just gives them a massive edge. Okay, so that is Leo to the grave. You didn't grab you though. Getting rid of the continuous spell or no? Nah, not worth it. That just gets run over next turn. Not worth it. That's the other thing, is that 3 is probably the biggest beatdown player in ZeXaL, thanks to his continuous spell card that gives all Chronomalies plus 800 attack. Ooh, Dimension Wall on Nebra Disc actually goes hard. It means he loses the Nebra Disc constantly bouncing back from the grave. Unicorn and Amphisbana? There are these have some weird names. Into Genome Heritage. That said, he still doesn't have the field spell up, so at present, he is still vulnerable to 3 just... Okay, 3's hand must be really rough right now. But losing that Nebra Disc went really hard on him, because otherwise he'd be able to just constantly bounce back every turn. Okay, that puts 3 onto his Destiny draw. Okay, so it's just Chronomali City, Babylon. Still, it's done enough. Ooh, Basilisk. So he's just going to suicide that and, yeah, destroy the monster and then swing for 2,400. So 3's right back in the same spot. That said, 3 can now just, like, spam recur some monsters from his grave. If he'd stop banishing them. Okay. Maku Mech. Maku Piku. Ooh, that's rough. I think that's game. I think Tron just took it. Oh, okay. No, he doesn't. He does lose. I mean, okay, technically it depends on what he draws here, but... Okay, he's fine. I take it back. Puts Tron a bit more on the back foot. If he gets into a, Alright, Advanced Heraldry Art, I was about to say. Advanced Heraldic Art, whatever it is, in English. Yeah, he just won. More than that, he did it in an incredibly disrespectful way. Yeah. Okay, so Tron goes on, which puts him in the semis. These tournaments aren't that big. Oh. Well, the ZeXaL one's not that big because they kind of cut a few of their filler characters. Next up is Cat versus Tetsuo. I desperately hope that Cat takes the win. I do not like Tetsuo. Cat. There we are. Versus Tetsuo. Okay, opening solidarity is really strong, admittedly. Cat Rob in response. Get out Monster Cat, blow up the monsters. Oh, Monster Cat in hand. That kind of sucks. Give it down X. To be honest, if I was Tetsuo there, I think I'm probably going into my gadgets just to keep a constant cycle of monsters. But gadgets aren't the big boys, so. Yeah, no, that's just. And that's Stray Cat, which means Monster Cat comes back, which blows up the A Iron. And so the loop persists. Then she might just summon the Stray Cat here. And not Xyz summon? I'm very confused. Unless the face down is Rush Recklessly or Super Rush Super Rush Recklessly. I cannot speak today. It is a problem. Okay, so you destroy Monster Cat. I'm still not sure why she bothered to summon Stray Cat in attack position then. Oh no, that means that Tetsuo is going up to the Champions Tournament. God, I hope he gets knocked out round 1. Yeah, Cat just got really unlucky. Didn't draw into a single level 4 monster. And just, yeah, that was unlucky. Tetsuo gets through again. I hate him so much. But he's now going up against Tron, which, hey ho, Tron, my boy. My sweet cheese. My good time fella. Next up is Shark versus 4. Again, these two actually have some real history. 4 is the one who I think allegedly blinded Rio, or at least like hurt her so badly that she was in the hospital. They never fully established how he did it. Only that he did do it because he does like actively admit to it. As part of his special fan service thing. Which brings up that I'm pretty sure 4 is actually a celebrity duelist, as the other two, and Shark was formerly a professional duelist / celebrity duelist. Which I always kind of hate in the animes when they like make this distinction between the professionals and the casuals. Like the professionals are something to aspire to and are so much stronger. Because, like, for example, in GX, the world is literally about to end every other day. Why aren't the strongest people in the world coming to deal with it? But the rhetoric is always there as if, like, the pros are so much more powerful than the regular students. The original series didn't really have that issue. But I don't think it's ever made a point in the original Duel Monsters that there's a difference between a professional duelist and a normal duelist. I was about to say Leviathan Dragon Hunt attack now. This thing, what's your name? Full armored Black Ray Lancer. There we go. Black Ray Lancer. That was the thing I couldn't remember. Four is not defending himself here. What was his destiny draw? This was incredibly one-sided. Oh, I was hoping he'd do it again. We get to see Shark Drake. Instead, we just get to see Bahamut. Which, hey, still a good card, just not Shark Drake. It's not Shark Drake, though. I like Shark Drake. There was a Shark Drake OTK once upon a time, where you got throughout 3 Heroic Challenger Extra Blade. You'd get a 5,800 attack Shark Drake that could then summon a monster back and hit it again. And I loved that OTK while it was a thing. Next up is Kite versus Mizael. Essentially, the Jewel of Fate. Actually, to be fair, I think the Jewel of Fate in ZeXaL. No, it's the Draw of Fate. It's like the final draw that both Yuma and Shark do. Kite versus Mizael. The 2 Galaxy Eyes builders. Actually, to be fair, I should probably... What time is this happening at? This is happening 13 minutes into the duel. So I'm going to make a note of that, because I've got one friend who absolutely loves both these guys. Some good old Tag Force 3 music. Actually, it might be from Tag Force 2. I can't remember when this song got added. Alright, will Mizael actually be able to pull out his Tachyon here? Even if he does, that's bad news with Constellar Pleiades. I genuinely couldn't even decide if I wanted Kite to have that. I mostly gave it to him because, like, it's probably one of the most famous cards associated with Galaxy and Photons, thanks to Galaxy Knight, just being an easy way to get into it. But in the same vein, Galaxy Knight was teched into a lot of decks for easy access into Cyber Infinity Dragon. All we can hope is that Mizael has Tachyon Transmigration face down. I mean, he gets to steal the Xyz material anyway, so that's fine. Never mind. Sorry. But he didn't negate Galaxy Eyes. That's gonna bite him in the butt soon. When Galaxy Eyes just swings over and, like, banishes him. Point in case. Then Galaxy Eyes is going to come back 5,000. Yeah. Okay. It'd be cool if he went to Neo Galaxy Eyes, but I don't think he should. Okay. Get the level 8. No. What? Why that one then? Why leave yourself so open? I guess he didn't in the end, but still. All of this, by the way, because Mizael didn't just use C-107's effect and negate Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. But cool, Kite pushes through again. I'm still going to get my friend to look at that duel, but it was so quick and one-sided. Too bad it wasn't in the best 2 out of 3. We got some fun duels in the semis already, though. Next up is Gauche, I don't know, versus Flip Turner, who I hate. Or Tetsuo, blah, 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 blah. I hate a lot of characters from ZeXaL. I also just didn't like the art style. I apologize, this tournament has mostly been me shitting on ZeXaL. Alright, so it's Gauche versus Flip Turner. Tokunosuke. Then to his weird zombie Xyz deck. Which I can't even really say is a zombie Xyz deck, because it's really not. He doesn't have that much in the way of Xyz monsters, and almost none of them, if any of them, are zombies. He does, however, have stuff like that, which means that Gauche is not going to be Xyz summoning this duel. I actually fully forgot he had that card. It's always funny when you see someone with like 80 at the end of their life points, because it's like when you see a 5 at the end of someone's life points, like, that's not meant to be there. That's not real in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5s and 10s don't exist. Okay. Oof, that hurts. So even though Gauche can't Xyz summon now, I still think he can very easily win this. But he kind of needs to get the monsters in the graveyard first. Or just punch him with his own Xyz monster, I guess. That works too. Which will add another copy of Assault Halberd. So basically starting from next turn, or whenever his monster gets destroyed, he's just going to have a 3,400 attack Assault Halberd every turn. Oh, is that game? Yeah, that's game. Unless his face down is something cool. Xyz double back. It is not something cool. Tokunosuke does take the L. But, you know, he did me a service by getting rid of Gilag, so I'm happy. Next up is Kaito versus Durbe. I don't even think they ever spoke in the canon, but... yeah, I've never actually thought about these two fighting each other. It's Star Seraphs versus Galaxies. Barian's big, pure white shield. What dramatic names, man. Durbe. Durbe. That shouldn't be funny, but it fully is funny. Okay, so Durbe is off to a really strong start here, actually. Just immediately throwing out the triple Stas Ross. I will say Archfiend Seraph and to fed normal Star Seraph, Z's monster both have really underwhelming effects, which I find hilarious because Star Seraph was such a problem in the real world for a while. Okay, bring out the Galaxy Tyranno. I guess more because you can anything. The 06, like, I was just thinking if he has a Galaxy Knight in hand, he could have just straight up thrown it out there, but oh well. I know there's a weird interaction between the Star Thrust Scepter and that chair thing. I do not remember how it goes though. Oof, Kaito is on the back foot already. Maybe I don't recommend this video to my friend. Just unfortunately couldn't get to actual Galaxy Eyes at all. Yeah, there's no way coming back here, man. Okay, so we've seen Galaxy Eyes hit the board now, so we can actually do some stuff. To be fair, for all I know, he does actually bring this back. Okay. But then he just gonna... Oh, okay, so... Oh, you only take burn damage if it's the last Xyz monster on the monster, isn't it? Like, if it no longer has Xyz material. Oh, that's just unfortunate, man. I'm happy that Kite was able to give up as much of a fight as he could in the end. Still a little bit sad to see him just get the L like that, man. Oh well. Chaos, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, man. He tried. He did his best. There's still a Kite in the running though. He just has to beat up Shark to get to the end. So, you know, Galaxy Eyes are still in. Next up is Nasch versus Tori. I really hope Nasch throttles Tori here. Do we have any interesting facts about ZeXaL I can share though? Not really. I know its development time had some issues. I had one friend who was really obsessed with it for a while, but we kind of had a falling out as well. I don't know. I don't really have any... I mean, one fun fact is that the reason why Tori's default deck in this game, Tori's tournament deck, is Agents, is because the voice actor in real life was actually a fairly proficient Yu-Gi-Oh player who played Agents. So if I had to guess, like place money on who I think wins, I lean towards Nasch. A little bit of personal bias, but also just I think his deck's got stronger monsters in it. That said, Tori is really consistent thanks to Fairy Chia Girl. And Dark Fairy Chia Girl isn't anything to sniff at. Plus, as you can see there, and I didn't want to spoil, she is actually running a Rescue Rabbit deck. It's just that the AI doesn't know how to play Rescue Rabbit. Ugh. So, like, her deck can go really hard when the AI, like... So, if the AI draws with a Rescue Rabbit and has no monsters on the field, it will actually use its effect. Otherwise, it'll pretty much always just do what you just saw. And then Kotori is already on her Destiny draw. Can she pull anything off in the 3 turns of swords? I don't know. Actually, you know what? I should probably be narrating this better because, I don't know, you guys might be doing something off in the background. So, Tori's being really dumb. Flip summoned Rescue Rabbit, and instead of using its effect like, you know, a sensible, normal, decent duelist, normal summoned Honest and overlaid those two. Okay, so swung in and... Okay, hold on. So it took the chance to destroy Abyss Dweller, but kind of left Nasch with the Mother Grizzly. Unfortunately, he didn't have another level 4 in hand, so he couldn't go into his 101. I think that's his 3rd Mother Grizzly destroyed by Tori's Shining Angel now. Cool to see Double Fin. He's not going to do anything here. But now she's in the position of Shark's monsters are all bigger than her monsters, so... Hey, Shocktopus, cool. My Shark swings in. See, I kind of reckon that you should have used Bahamut Shark to destroy Jin, but... I get it, you kind of want to thin out a deck. I'm just so aware. I mean, of course, I made her deck, so I know this, but I don't think it would have been a stretch for like a real duelist to have worked out. Okay, so I've seen Shining Angel and Nova Summoner. Chances are she's got both maxed out, and that she'll just flip flop between the two of them. She's gonna use. Yay! We finally see Rescue Rabbit's effect in play, which is why there are all these vanilla fairy monsters. Vanilla meaning non-effect monsters, for the record, like normal monsters. Very Chia Girl. I think that, to be honest, I actually don't know if there is a way for Tori to win this now. We'll see. We will find out. I'm mostly just looking at life points, and I'm very aware that Shark's got like quite a few trap cards that deal a lot of damage, or can deal a lot of damage. So it's entirely possible that the second she attacks, she dies. Okay, so we get to see Dark Fairy, which is fine. So doesn't do nearly enough damage to actually win this game, though. And unless she gets rid of that Fairy Gigal, she just loses there. Nah, she just loses there. Good game. And full armored, swings over. Oh no, Nightmare Shark, okay. Well, the Nightmare Shark finish it is fine. That is Nasch beating Tori. We didn't even get to see 101 there. Just use this old monsters. And then the last one is Ray, one of the Vectors, versus Astral. These two absolutely hate each other. So this is kind of fun. And to be honest, the entirety of Ray's plan was to basically drive a massive wedge between Astral and Yuma, which resulted in the Dark Astral, well, Dark ZeXaL moment, which was cool but literally went nowhere. Like, it happened once ever, never got brought up again, never got elaborated on, never got explored. Much like Yuma's dad. Honestly, in that way, I have to admit Arc 5... To be honest, my conspiracy theory has always been that Arc 5 was basically the writers looking at ZeXaL and going, watch me do it better, though. Like, with the sheer number of similarities between the two of them, from, like, the super important, like, pendant necklace thing that they both have. Obviously, they've got similar names, because, yeah. But they've both got, like, the same relationship with their dad, of, like, their dad having been their hero that they desperately looked up to, who went missing one day into the Far East and was never seen again. But secretly their dad is actually alive and exploring distant, far-off worlds. Only Yuma's literally never comes up again after, like, the initial plot point is established. Yuya's is, like, a pivotal part of seasons 3 and 4, and is kind of, like, one of the mechanisms that made the entire story happen. Oh, so that is a waste of Numeron Force to just throw it out there. But to be fair, Utopia Ray Victory goes incredibly hard as a monster. I also feel a bit like Ray got really unlucky with his hands again. Just because he's not had any level 4s or anything on the board. Okay, we finally see our level 4. 2 level 4s. Ha, ha, ha. Master Key Beetle. Unfortunately... Oh, okay, no, okay. I was about to say, unfortunately, Master Key Beetle just dies next turn, but not this time, turns out. I used to really like Master Key Beetle. I don't hate it now, I just used to be a really big fan of it. But I'm pretty sure that Astral gets the win here. Let's find out. Because that 39 can banish it, but, like, then you're left with 10 life points, so... Spirit Barrier, so no damage is taken, plus Key Beetle will just destroy Astral Barrier. Kind of sad that it's not Safe Zone, but... Don't. He did it. He did the dumb. He did the dumb. Guys, he did the dumb, and now I want him to lose. I desperately hope Ray loses now. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Interestingly, I also think this is his last Utopia, and since his extra deck is literally just Utopia and its evolutions, if this Utopia goes, Astral is left without any extra deck in function. Okay, Safe Zone comes out now. That makes it even dumber. Okay, so Numeron forces up, negates everything on the field. Star drawing. Does he lose? He loses. Let's go. Great way to end off. So that was the last duel of this video. I probably should have said so before. Starting on the next one, we're going to be doing best 2 out of 3s. We're going to be seeing Tron versus Tetsuo, Shark versus Kite, Gauche versus Durbe. Struggle with both their names, so that's going to be hell on earth for me. And then Nasch versus Astral, which is also really fitting. Because, you know, they are kind of the representatives of the Barian and Astral worlds, respectively, and they want to kill each other. So I do want to apologize if I've been mispronouncing stuff or slipping up in my speech for the last couple of videos. I think I've got a cold, but do with that what you will. But alright, thanks for hanging out. I will see you in the next one where we start doing the best 2 out of 3s. Bye!